Hello and welcome to another episode of Wayne's Wednesday's Wizarding Wonders. On today's show, I'm going to be talking about three fantastic effects. Two that will go straight into a children's show or a family show, and one that is you could do it in a family show as well, but I use it a lot with the close-up magic. Now, before we start talking about the different tricks, I'd like to show you a video performance. So our first trick looks a little bit like this. Hey everybody, so today we're going to do a little game. This is really, really good fun. My daughter loves doing this game. It's called Tidy Up. Who likes playing that game? Nobody likes playing that game. Tidy Up is one of my favourite games because we tidy up. Yay! Actually, I do need to do a bit of tidying up here, to be honest with you. There's a bit of a mess in here at the moment, but we won't talk about that right now because we're talking about my daughter tidying up. Charlie, tidy up. She's probably asleep. So what I've got here is, now we used to do this with Lego, but Lego don't really fit in the glasses for the effect. So today I'm going to show you, my daughter's a little bit older now. She doesn't play with Lego so much, but she does like making necklaces for her friends and what they call friendship bands for the arms of bracelets and bangles and things. And she's got all these different coloured beads. I'm going to bring these right up close so you can see them. We've got some pink ones and we've got some green ones. And the trouble is, and it is a real problem. Oh, that's just fallen over. The trouble is that when she does this, they always get mixed up. And then I have to go through and sort them out because she wants them all in the right pots. So this is what happens. They'll be too excited to have a fend over, so we're making them, and they'll get mixed together like so. Now I'm going to show you the tip. I want to show they really are being mixed up there. They're going to do that good spin like that. Look at that. Now I'm going to have to get a tray, and I'm going to have to tip them out into the tray, and then I'm going to have to sort them all out. But maybe, just maybe, you could help me here, and we could do a bit of magic, and we could sort them out with magic. Now, some grown-ups like to get drinks mixed together, and they put them in, and they shake them, and it makes a cocktail. And this is a cocktail of beads. But I don't really want a cocktail of beads. I want the green ones and the pink ones to be separate. So I'm going to do it behind my back. There's nobody behind me. There's nothing behind me over here. I'm going to place it behind my back, okay? And we're going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you're going to do it with me, okay? Are you ready? Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if the magic works, then when I bring it out, we will have all the green ones over here and all the pink ones over there, and they really are completely sorted out, and that is a cocktail of beads. That was Cocktail of Beads by Bizarre de Magia. I love Bizarre de Magia. They bring out some great effects. They've got some great ideas. A lot of their tricks are very, very different, and this is I think it's based on a much older effect. I do remember this being around Supreme kind of days. But Supreme are no more. They don't make anything anymore, so they've gone. But now it is made by Bizarre de Magia, and you get everything you need to do this straight out of the box. I really like it. It's a beautiful effect. There's a number of different ways you can do it. Like I talked about in the video, you can do it with a handkerchief over the top. Personally, I prefer to stick behind my back and then bring them out again. It's got the visual appeal. It's got a very magical moment. And when you do bring them back out and they've sorted themselves out, like so, it's so obvious what's just happened, and it's very, very striking. And even the adults like it as well. Even the adults will go, oh, that didn't expect that to happen. So it's a great effect if you're doing a children's show and you want to add something into the mix. It's also not a card trick. It doesn't use handkerchiefs unless you use the handkerchief. But in the main effect, there's no handkerchiefs. There's no cards or giant cards or pictures. There's no weird boxes. It's literally 3 items: red beads, green beads, and 2 cups. So it's very, very simple objects for the audience to see and to see what is happening. So there's no real complication following what you're talking about or what you're doing. The props are well made. They are plastic. When I travel with them, I normally put one inside the other, and then I put some newspaper or some padding in here and wrap it up so it keeps it protected, and it goes into a little Tupperware box to keep it all protected. And then when I get it out, it just comes straight out like so. The props are well made. They will break if you mishandle them. The spectators never touch them, so it's only going to be you handling them. And I think if you look after them, they're going to last a long time. So yeah, the quality of the props, it is plastic, but it will last a long time. The quality instructions, well, like all Bizarre de Magia things, it comes in English and Spanish, very easy to understand. And once you've played around with the trick for 2 seconds, the instructions are moot anyway. It's very, very easy to do. There's no complicated setup. There's no difficult sleights or sleight of hand involved. Functionality, well, it works really, really easy. It's no difficult sleight of hand. There's no complicated moves. If you can put the cups behind your back and you can bring them out again, or cover them with a cloth and turn them over without flashing it, it's so easy to perform. Basically self-working, really. So yeah, functionality for me, it's brilliant. Really, really, really good. I'm going to come back to value for money. Workability. So this is one of those tricks. If you are going to do it behind your back, you don't really want people to the sides of you, because there is a move that you're going to do behind your back. If you're doing it under the handkerchief, then it's 360. But really, if I'm doing this as a children's show, family show, I'm going to have people over there. I'm not really going to have people over here. If I'm doing an outdoor fete, it would depend on the fete. If there wasn't a lot of people, if I wasn't in the middle of a field with people 360, which sometimes happens, then I would probably do it behind my back. But I would gauge the situation and go, do you know what? There's a lot of people over this side. I'm probably not going to do it, and I would drop it. But if I'm in front of the audience, or I've got a majority of them in front of me, and there's lots going on behind me, and people aren't watching over there anyway, I would probably do it, because they're not going to be looking and they won't be able to see anyway. So yes, functionality and workability, both brilliant. Works really, really well. Value for money. This is another one of those tricks that costs almost nothing. So it's less than £20. It's completely ready to work out of the box, and it's a great addition to your show. So like I say, it's not a big showstopper, it's not a closer, but it has got that magical appeal, and it's something a bit different. I say, oh, I couldn't bring them with me, but I do this, talk about Lego, and I say my daughter plays with Lego, and I'm always picking up Lego, and then she likes to have them sorted out into different coloured boxes when she was younger. So I've got these here. Now she's a bit older, she likes making necklaces, and now we've moved on to beads. So I'm talking about things that are easily recognisable. So when I bring it out and I show it and I talk about it, there's an interest there. So to have all of that wrapped up in a trick that costs less than £20, it's a no-brainer for me. And to be honest with you, these have lasted me quite a while now. And if they did break, I would have no qualms about buying another set, because it's so cheap, it's so easy to put into the show. It's a great addition. So for me, value for money, like I always say, value for money for me doesn't necessarily mean how much it costs, it's how much I'm going to get out of it. And I'm going to use this a lot. I do use this a lot. So this is part of my show. So yes, it gets 5 stars for me across the board. A fantastic effect. And I love performing it. And it's really great fun. And it's one of those ones that people do talk about as well. So that is a cocktail of beads by Bazaar de Maquia. And that's the first trick on today's show. Let's go and have a look at the second trick. So I want to show you a quick trick, but you're a little bit young for card tricks, really, aren't you? Because I was going to do a card trick, but I don't think you'd like it, because, you know, card tricks for children, they can be a bit boring. Unless they're really, really cool, they can be a bit boring. And I was going to show you one with this card, the King of Spades. But you know what? You might have liked the card trick, but I think you would like even more if I took the card and I turned it into a chocolate bar. And if I take this out of here, well, actually, I quite like the puzzle. So if I keep the puzzle, you can have the chocolate bar, and I'll do some more tricks for you later on. So this is the fantastic Animal Magic by Steve-O Watson. And Steve-O is, you will all know Steve-O now because you'll have been on the Alakazam site, and he is part of the Ace Magic Studios team, and they're part of the Alakazam team now as well. So I've known Steve-O for a while. I've only met him personally, I think it's once or twice, but he's a lovely, lovely guy, really, really great guy, and a fantastic magical thinker. So if you buy anything from Ace that has a flap or a gimmick involved, it's probably been made by Steve-O. He makes them all by hand. So pull your hair out, the charge card, the flapping changing cards, and now Animal Magic. And there are plenty more as well. I've been very lucky, I'm privy to seeing some of the other releases they've got coming out, and the gimmicks just get better and better and better and more complicated and more intricate. And he's a real genius. So Steve-O released, this is called, I think, Animal Magic by Ace Magic Studios, and is now part of the Alakazam family as well. So this was actually a gift. I was really chuffed with this. When they did the launch of the Alakazam and Ace Magic Studio combo, I was fortunate enough to be involved and be down at the shop that day. And Steve-O and Gary turned up with a little hamper of presents for Peter and the team. And they also gave me a jug of sangria, because I love sangria, and a trick and a glass as well, which isn't actually in there, and it's ready to be washed up because I had a glass of sangria earlier. So I drank the sangria out of the glass. Thanks, Steve-O. Thanks, Gary. And this was in it as well. We'd actually discussed this a few nights before. We had been talking about children. I was at a wedding, and there was a child there and had no interest in the magic at all. And I was like, I wish I'd had something on me that could have just. So I normally just put a sponge ball out of the ear, make it vanish, whatever. That's normally enough. But this little boy just not interested at all. And it would have been really, really cool to. And he said, "Oh, you need animal magic." And then 2 or 3 days later, when I saw him, he gave me this. Animal magic it's a gimmicks packet. You can't let them keep it. However, and I know Gary's going to be screaming at the TV right now, they can keep the chocolate part. So what you get here is a piece of wood that's wrapped up to look like the chocolate bar, and that will keep its shape and everything else. But you can take a real animal bar, which are available. You can take a real animal bar and take out the chocolate insert and put it in, and it will still work. The wooden inner part is not a work part of the gimmick. So you can do the change, catch it, push it forward, take out the real chocolate and give it to them. And Steve Oce gave me the line. He said he would normally say, "Oh, I like to do the puzzle on the inside, so I'm going to keep that, but you can keep the chocolate." They're not interested about that anyway. They only want the chocolate. They get to keep the chocolate, it's a real chocolate bar, and then you can replace it and get ready for the next time that you're going to use it. Like anything, it will wear through in time, but the precision and the workmanship on these are first class. I would go as far as to say I would rate Steve O as one of the top card gimmick makers in the world. He's amazing. So straight away for that, the quality of the props, first class, because they're so well made. They're so beautifully made. I've got Pull Your Hair Out. I've got a few of the other ones as well. They're all equally beautiful made. And you can see that a lot of time and effort and prototypes have been through to make it as perfect as it can be. So for me, Animal Magic is a great addition. It takes up no space. It works so well, and it's really magical, and it gives them a nice little souvenir that they can keep and give away. These do cost 25p each, so I can take, you know, a couple of pounds worth to a gig with me and give them away, and it's not really hit too much on the budget. And it's a nice giveaway, and it's wrapped, and they can keep it. So yeah, for me, that's really, really good. So the quality of the props, amazing. Quality of the instructions, like all of Ace Magic and Alakazam, they all come with great instructions. So, and again, you're going to be doing this 5 minutes after taking it out of the packet. There is a little card on it. When you open up the packet, it does say, please watch the instructions before you play with the gimmick. The gimmick has to be worked in a little bit. Not much, it just needs to be handled properly the first few times to make sure you don't break anything. So watch the instructional video when you get it. I'm infamous for not doing this. So take it from me, watch the instructional video when you first open it and get all the information before you start playing with the gimmick. Functionality, it's so easy to do. It works so well. It's an absolute dream. The only problem I had with it, and this is not a slight on it at all, the only problem I had with it the first few times, because it's doing this and this, you have to watch it. You have to get used to watching it so you catch it, so it doesn't fall on the floor. It's not going to flip like a normal flat card. There's weight to it. So when you first do it, you might go, oh, like that. But after a couple of goes, 2 or 3 tries, you'll have it mastered and you'll do it straight away. Value for money. It's like all of Ace Magic stuff. It's great value for money. Like I always say, it's not about how much it costs, it's about how much you're going to get out of it. And this is something I'm going to use a lot. So for me, the cost of it, and again, when I do work through it and I do need to replace it, there's not going to be a qualm for me there of paying out what the cost for it is, because it's so well made and so beautifully made. It's just a great thing to have in the pocket. And workability, well, it just works fine every time. Like all of the Ace Magic tricks, the gimmicks, they work every time. They're made, they're precisely made so that there is no way. I don't have any qualms about throwing it up in the air. I know it will change. I know I'll catch it, and I know I'll get a gasp and a round of applause for it. So for me, yeah, again, 5 stars across the board. Fantastic trick. There is going to be more and more effects that are coming out through Alakazam that are Ace releases. And I know they're in the back catalogue. There are a few tricks that are also chocolate bars that change. So there's one where it's I think it's changed into a club chocolate bar, or 2 club chocolate bars. And there's a few other ones as well. Now I'm very interested in these because I do talks for schools about healthy eating, but I do include a few chocolate bars in the effects. And I talk about how, you know, you could have one and boom, you want another one, boom, you want another one, and then multiplying Pringles tubes and things like that. So there are a lot of opportunities to introduce it into a show rather than just a boom, look how clever I am, I turn into a chocolate bar. There are going to be obviously other ways of doing that as well. So for me, I'm very excited about the other gimmicks that they are going to be, you know, bringing to the catalogue. But Animal Magic is brilliant. I really, really like it. It's great value for money. It's great to work as perfect. It's so beautifully made. And Steve O. Watson, you are a genius. So thank you very much for that. Now let's have a look at our third effect. So as we come up on Halloween, I thought I would show everybody my Halloween trick. Oh, this is my family album. This is my family. I can see them on there. And if I go through, you can see them here. So they are. There's my mum and dad. Mum and dad. There we go. Oh, there's my brother and sister. There we go. Oh, there's the twins. There's the twins. And there's Nana and Granddad. They're all good fun. Well, I think I missed one there as well. There's Nana and Granddad. Oh, there's the cousins. Okay, there's my cousins who come over, and there's our pets. They're really, really nice. Oh, look at the cat. I don't like the way the cat looks at the goldfish, but they're normally all right. Now, what happened one year, really, really weird, was I was doing something and somebody said, oh, check the family album. And I had a look, but I couldn't see anything strange about the family album at all. There was nothing strange about what? There's no what? There's no pictures. Yeah, there's loads of pictures. If I go through, there's loads of pictures. I told you, there's the cousins and there's the cat. I told you, I don't know what you're talking about because you said there was no pictures in there, and that's really what there's no. But there was. They're all there. But then the moon come across the sky, and it was Halloween, Halloween, and then everything started to change. And when I went through now, everybody said, "Mum and Dad, what's happened?" And we got to the next one. Oh my goodness, there's my brother and my sister. They haven't changed a bit. The twins, what's happened to the twins? And then there's Nanny and Granddad and the cousins. Yeah, they look exactly the same. And oh, the cat's scary and the dog and the fish. I don't know what happened. Luckily, when I clicked my fingers, everything went back to normal and everyone was happy. And I've got no explanation for why that happened, but it happens every year on Halloween. So this is the zombie book by Twister Magic. Now, I have talked about this before when I did the triple bill of the colouring book. The colouring book, I did the rocket book, and I talked very briefly about the zombie book. Now, I think because we're running up to the beginning of October when this video will show, that we're coming up on Halloween, and this is a great trick. If you do children's shows or family shows, this is a great addition to as a Halloween effect. And after Halloween as well, for a couple of weeks, you go, oh, do you remember last week was Halloween? Well, my family, I tell you, something really weird happened. They all started to change. I don't know what happened. Now, it is just a colouring book. It's beautifully made. I'm not going to do the full rundown because I've done one before, but I just wanted to bring it to the forefront because it is one of those tricks that if you are doing Halloween shows and you want to add something that's a little bit different, this is a great opener to the show. I bring this out at the beginning of my Halloween shows and I show it to the kids and they scream. It does come with a couple of extra bits which are in my case. It comes with a hand. It's got magnets built in, so the hand will drop out and you can shake hands with it, or it can come up here and pick your nose and stuff. It's got a granny and granddad that you can pin on your back, so when you turn around, the way they normally do it in the presentation is you have them here, they change to the zombies, and then at the end they all disappear. And you're like, oh, where are they? And you turn around and they're stuck on your back. I don't personally use that option, but it is there and available, and you get all the cutouts. So it's beautifully made. The cutouts are great as well. The magnets are built in. I can feel the magnets in there. They're built into the book so that you can stick it on and the hand will come out, etc. It's a really great trick and a really, really, really good addition. If you're going to do something with Halloween, it takes up no space in your case, but does add that extra. Ooh. Now, what I've also been doing with it is I've been taking this around with me to other shows, and it has got a bit crumpled around the edges. Now, that would normally annoy me because I wouldn't want that. But with this, because it is a family album, I think it does actually sell it. I don't think it's showing up too much on the camera, but it does sell it that it's a proper family album when I bring it out, because most family albums are handled quite a lot and do have marks on them. So when I bring this out and say, oh, this is my family album, there's no question about it until things start happening anyway. But the kids see it as a real family album, and it's got a great reaction. So that's the zombie book by Twister Magic. It's on the website now and available right now. And if you get it, then you can stick it straight in. If you can do a colouring book, it's exactly the same workings for this. Different order though, but 2 seconds with it and you'll work that out. So it's a great addition to the show. That's the zombie book by Twister Magic. So that's it for this week's show. 3 effects. Look at that, 3 effects. So very quick recap. We have got the Animal Magic by Steve O, which is fantastic. The Cocktail of Beads by Bizarro Macchia, and also the zombie book by Twister Magic. Make sure you check them out, have a look at them. They are great. They can go straight into the show. None of them take up any room in your case. They're very, very small. It's an old cliche, but pack small, plays big. They really, really do. They really fill the agenda for that. So I hope you liked it. I'll be back in 2 weeks with a very special Wayne's Wednesday Wizarding Wonders, probably the biggest trick I've ever done on the show. This is a bit of a clue. If you know what this is, you'll know what I'm going to be doing. I've just left it there because I like it. But check that out. That will be out in 2 weeks' time. Also, make sure you click the like and subscribe button and also the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the content. And also make sure you check out all the other videos on the channel. And don't forget, every Tuesday we have a live at 2 o'clock. That's on Facebook and YouTube. And at the end of the month, or at different times of the month as well, really, I should say, we do have live launches. So make sure you stick around for them. You do not want to miss out on those, especially with the great deals that are usually done with them. So thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Wayne Goodman, and I will see you on the next Wayne's Wednesday Wizarding Wonders.